When you're getting started with changing your behavior, it's important to begin small with just one habit. But once you've built some momentum, it's time to layer on complexity. How do you do that? Through habit stacking. The idea of habit stacking first emerged in S.J. Scott's 2014 book titled, you guessed it, Habit Stacking. This strategy is exactly what it sounds like. You layer stacks of habits on top of each other. Otherwise known as habit linking, it's really about grouping small behaviors into one easily repeatable daily routine. Here's a really great example. Every morning you brush your teeth, then floss. After that you have a shower, get dressed, and finally make a cup of coffee. That's a habit stack. The moment that you start the very first habit, the others flow effortlessly. And the fun part is you can intentionally design your very own habit stacks. Before we get into building one of your own, it's important to narrow in on a couple foundational principles of habit stacking. First, start small. Since it's so easy to overdo it in the beginning, I want to reiterate the importance of starting small. If you try to simultaneously pick up running, a new language, and a daily meditation practice, you're likely going to get overwhelmed and burnt out. Throughout the course, we've been focusing on implementing just one habit at a time. I'd encourage you to continue using this approach as you stack your habits, layering on one small behavior before moving on to the next. Find the thread. The habits in your stack don't necessarily have to exist in the same category. There's no reason you can't stack a sleep habit onto a mindfulness one, but they need to have commonalities that form a tight thread. Otherwise, your habit stack is going to quickly unravel. Okay, so let's say that you've already built the daily habit of running every morning. There are a number of habits that you could stack either before or after this one. So before you run, you could prepare a business growth podcast to listen to. And after you run, you could drink a green smoothie. All these habits are working on different areas of your life, but there are commonalities that hold them together. The podcast is a great companion for your run, and there's nothing better than a fresh smoothie after you've worked up a sweat. It's also important to match your habits by frequency. If you exercise 5 times a week and meal prep once a week, you might run into some issues linking them together. For the habit stack to be effective, it needs to be repeated at the same frequency week after week. You could listen to a podcast, go for a run, and down a smoothie every day. So make sure that you get intentional about how often you perform each of these habits. Make it effortless. David Premack, a psychologist known for his groundbreaking work on behavior change, coined the Premack principle. This is the idea that higher probability behavior will reinforce less probable behavior. That is, if you really enjoy doing something, you're gonna go out of your way for it. You can use the Premack principle to your advantage when it comes to habit stacking by attaching less desirable but still important habits to more desirable ones. So if you have the habit of making a fresh cup of coffee every morning, you might want to stack the habit of journaling immediately after. All right, so now that we've covered the foundations, I want to share a habit stack that I've built into my own life that helps me to reach my own fitness and nutrition goals. So I really like going to the gym in the afternoon. It's more quiet, I have all the equipment to myself, and it gives me a nice little break from my work. So I've decided to create a habit stack that starts around noon every day. This stack includes over a dozen tiny habits, but I'll just keep it to the basics. First, I get dressed. Then I prepare my gym bag by packing up my clothes, protein shake, and water bottle. After that, I eat lunch. Then I go to the gym and work out for 60 minutes. When my workout is finished, I do some light cardio, then a cool down stretch. On my way home from the gym, I drink a protein shake. And once I'm home, I hop in the shower. So what you might have already noticed about habit stacks is that they're linked by if-then conditional logic. If I prepare my bag, then I'll eat lunch. If I eat lunch, then I'll lift weights. If I lift weights, then I'll do cardio, and so on. These are the same exact principles we've been talking about throughout the course. We're just adding complexity as we get more comfortable with the changes we've already established. And now it's your turn. Open up your workbook to exercise 15 to create a habit stack of your own. You might even choose to layer it onto the habit you've been building throughout the course.